day, freaks. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lift. And we're continuing forward to see what's on deck for you as we travel through this month of October and the lunar cycle that was kicked off with that Libra new moon. We've already dove into the signs from Libra through Aries, and now we're heading into Taurus, okay? I usually get about 3 of you in this video series, so it looks like there's going to be another video coming after this to take care of Leo and Virgo. Holding up the tail, okay? Holding up the tail of the dragon, I just heard. Ooh, okay, that's some interesting message coming in there, all right? When you tune in for this read, please pay in mind that this is a collective reading, okay? So when I'm channeling, I get all kinds of messages coming through, and not all of them are going to be for you. Some may not hit, but it is somebody's message, okay? So allow people to get the messages they need to receive. I'll get to you. I'll get to you. And I always do bring in plenty of scenarios, and I try to speak to as many walks of life as I can in my readings, because I really want you to get something of value out of your time dropping in with me. I know time is valuable, okay? So do be mindful of that. When I call out the signs, I'm speaking of any strong placement of the sign. That's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. We're also going to throw Mercury, Mars into the mix because of what's going on in the astrology. And always, if you have a packed house in that sign, a stellium, 3 or more planets located in that sign's particular house, okay? Then this may speak to you too. You can still carry a lot of that particular sign's energy, even if you don't have any planets in that sign, but just a loaded house. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'm a Libra. I'm a really strong Libra. Libra rising, 5 planets in Libra. They're all located in the first house of Aries. Strong Aries influence, even though the only other planet I have in Aries is in Chiron. Okay. But all right, with what's been going on with Aries Chiron, okay? So I just want to dive into these energies. I want to see what's on deck for you all as we move through this month of October. I hope to give you a picture of the work at hand, how you can move through it in the most empowering way and take full advantage of the opportunities that are on offer to you. Oh, that's really wild, you know, because when I was shuffling the deck to warm it up, I saw this card, Judgment, all right? And I heard Judgment Day, and just as I split the hangman on the other side, okay, something's getting balanced in the scales of justice with this group that I am reading, okay? There's something you're waiting on the judgment for. All right, we're going to just dive into it. Let's see what's coming up for you all. We'll navigate this terrain together. Let me find my banner. So you all know where I'm at in the read. Timestamps will be pinned in the comments after this airs live. It is airing live, but I have pre-recorded this. I will be in the comments with y'all in the live chat, though, so we can tune into the energies together. It's just easier for me right now since I'm not at the level, I'm a newbie here on YouTube, okay? I'm not at the level where I got moderators, all that action. I'm not doing this with my On the Hedge crew where the 3 of us are, you know, well, Anthony's jumping in a lot more on those. So where the 3 of us can kind of man what's happening in the chat. And so it can be distracting. I don't want to be distracted from the messages. That's my main point, okay? But I do want to drop in with all of you. So if you have something you want to bring in, bring it in. Do want to let you know, I don't answer personals on the lives, okay? I just don't. If you want a live, I got really reasonable rates. If you want a live, well, hey, it would be a live. You'd be dropping in live with me face to face on a video call. If you do want a reading, a personal reading, you can contact me at BroadCoven@gmail.com. Only way I book, and I have very reasonable rates because I like to make things accessible to all people, you know? That's just me. That's where I'm at right now with it, okay? So we're going to dive into Taurus, all right? Just going to shuffle the deck a few times. Let's clear out this energy, all right? And we're going to shuffle for Taurus Collective, Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mars, or Pact second house, stellium in the second house. What is coming in for Taurus Collective? What is on deck for Taurus Collective in October? What opportunities are coming their way? What are the challenges they face? What do they need to overdo? Overdo? Don't overdo it, Taurus. Maybe you're overdoing it. Are you doing the most? You might want to like temper it a little bit, okay? What do they need to do to overcome the challenges and get to the other side? How can they come out of October, come out of this lunar season feeling really empowered and in their element? Okay, we got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Now, I'm not going to read the whole deck in reverse, okay, because obviously this probably, this just got turned around, okay? So, but when I do pick up the deck after the initial shuffle and the bottom card is on the reverse, it does come into play. So I feel like there's some work that you need to be doing right now, Taurus, that you're not doing. There's something you've kind of, swept under the rug. You're like, I'll get to that later. Let's see what this is about. I just want to follow this train of thought just for a moment here before we dive deeper. Yeah, I feel like there's something that you need to say to bring some kind of completion with a Queen of Swords, okay? This is Libra, all right? It's also Gemini and Aquarius, but at the forefront, it's a Libra card. We are also in this Libra lunar cycle, okay, that was kicked off with that Libra new moon. So I feel like there's something that you need to do. You need to bring to a completion, to a successful completion by the end of this lunar cycle with that World card showing up. It's like this work can't go ignored because it depends on your success. The World card is always about bringing something to a completion, but it is about bringing it to a successful completion. There could also be a Leo, connected to this situation. I'm drawn to the Leo imagery on this card, all right? There's something that Spirit wants you to handle, though, with that eagle up there before you can move forward. And if you don't, it's going to bring you a tower. Maybe you caused a tower in somebody's life, or they caused a tower in yours, and there's a need for, balancing the scales here, okay? We see that with the Two of Pentacles. Could be related to somebody who's juggling. I see this because there's the Three of Cups here, right? There's some kind of healing that's needed in this situation. I believe this was related to some kind of third-party dynamic. May have caused separation with the Queen of Swords coming up there. I feel like some truth came forward. Queen of Swords upright is often a truth teller. There's been something put on pause in this situation. There's a need to have a letting go and also a time for healing in this matter. We see that with the Four of Swords. But there is some kind of new beginning coming here in the fall with this, all right? Some kind of action is going to be taken. We got the Empress to the Star. All right. Now, really, with the Empress, this is both your card and Libra's card. And we got Venusian energy front and center. Because that Queen of Swords came up, the Empress could either be this Libra or it could be you, I'm feeling like there's something that, again, needs to be addressed in this situation. There's some kind of healing that needs to take place. There's something that needs to be illuminated. Some kind of light needs to be illuminated here for the Empress. So in order for healing to take place. Again, I'm drawn to this star, and the biggest star in our solar system is, of course, the sun. I'm getting big Leo vibes with this. There's something coming in here. Maybe you need to illuminate an Empress about something pertaining to a Leo. Maybe something needs to be illuminated to a Leo for you to really step into that Empress position in your own life, Taurus. Take it as it sees fit, okay? As it resonates with you. But I do feel like there's somebody that you need to talk to. And they're kind of the center of this community. That's what I'm feeling. I'm seeing there's all these other people kind of gathered around this one central figure. I normally don't get this message with this card, okay? And there's some kind of healing, some kind of cleansing that needs to happen here. I'm also going to suggest, Taurus, that you cleanse your energy. I feel like there's been something that's happened here and it caused like kind of a dark night of the soul, but there's this coming out on the other side of it. The light is starting to come into your life. And it's really about cleansing away the heaviness of this old cycle in order for you to truly step into all that wants to grow and build and flourish for you. So I do recommend doing some kind of like spiritual cleansing bath, okay? How you make that bath is up to you. A good place to start is always working with just simply 2 cups of sea salt or Epsom salt, 2 cups baking soda. It's an old Edgar Cayce remedy, and it's really good for just clearing out the energy body. From there, you can bring in any kind of protective herbs that you want to bring in, any kind of banishing herbs that you want to bring in. Bay leaf is always wonderful. I love working with bay leaf. It's a great energy cleanser, but it also invites in abundance. And I really want to work with this energy here with you, not to just like clear, but also invite in the blessings, you know, because we got this like harvest vibe. Like there's really an opportunity for you to step into this abundant place of feeling self-fulfilled. But I feel like there's something that you need to address. There's something that needs to be addressed. There was something that happened in a situation that was not right, and it's been kept in the dark. This is very, very clear here. Very clear here. All right, we're going to start to jump into the top of the deck energy, but we need a good basis of this matter that we're looking into because the judgment was coming forward. So we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, this may have to do with the matter of love. And again, right next to that, we have the 5 of Cups. There's 3 cups they're looking at on the ground. There's a sense of sadness here. Okay, there's remorse. There's grief over what was lost. And then there's 2 cups in the background here that are waiting to be taken up. But because there's this reflection on the cups that have been spilled, there's no true recognition of the true love opportunity on offer. The Queen of Cups in the middle there, this would be somebody who's intuitive. There's somebody who is very much in their emotions. They're able to express their emotions. Often the Queen of Cups can symbolize the romantic partner. It's also water sign energy. Libra. Why did I say Libra? I didn't mean to say Libra. I meant to say Scorpio. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Okay, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Again, there's some Libra piece front and center in your read. Okay, I feel like there's something big going down for you in the month of October, and it relates to some kind of karmic balancing. And it very well could have to do with somebody who has Libra strongly aspected in their chart. But we see in this situation, there was some kind of betrayal, okay? Somebody tried to get away with something shady. And I feel like there's almost this like, nah, 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 kind of energy about it, like, ha, 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 smiling to your face while they're stabbing you in the back. It's got this kind of vibe, okay? Pick what side you're on, all right? Cross watcher energy comes through readings all the time. If you're feeling activated, it's mirroring something to you. It's dinging something for you, right? If it's not your story, if you're not the one who's out there, you know, pulling shady shit, it's not going to hit you like that. Okay. So if it's hitting you, there might be something to look at there. All right. But sometimes cross-watcher energies come through too. So you can understand why the other person is so upset with you, how they're feeling. All right. It can be a really helpful reflection. So don't shut out messages just because they're hard to hear, because guess what? All of the signs are going through shit in this cycle. We're wrapping up, processing our shadows, doing our healing work. So nobody is immune to this, all right? Okay? But something shitty went down here, and it's related to a third party. It's related to some kind of outside interference causing problems in a relationship. And it's done like maliciously with the 5 of Swords, all right? And this was done in the dark with the moon, all right? This was done in the dark. It's something that was kept in secret, you know, but I believe this is coming to light. All right, let's dive into the top of the deck here more and see what we got here. Yeah, look at this. 7 of Swords. Taurus, it's all over your reading. Somebody tried to get away with something. They think they're going to sneak off undetected, but with that judgment you know, coming through, that ain't it, you know? Throat chakra. Now, for me, I have to tell you, in third party stories, when this comes in, it's just how it's always been with me reading cards. When the Queen of Wands comes in, it always speaks of the other woman. She's called the Queen of Wands for a reason. There's a reason why there's a kitty cat there in the card. Like, there's this real sexual energy, sexual motivation, just in it for instant gratification. We see that this person, this third party, they're real cocky. They think that they are winning. They think they got away with some shit, but look what we got coming up on the tail end of that. Boom! Death. Death, okay? This person is going to experience some kind of tower and ending, you know? So if you are the person who is on the receiving end of this, you know, just sit pretty, all right? Just sit pretty, maintain your composure, stay in your truth, because this person's going to be brought down. And if it was you that was moving like this, you know, you better buckle up. I suggest maybe in that case, it would be wise to come forward and do the right thing. Communicate to this person that you need to communicate to and come clean with, all right? I want to do a cut of the deck energy on this. It's a pretty forthright message right there. Yeah, you know, this is important, because if you don't do this, it can bring an ending to a happy home situation. It can put an end to this celebration. I feel like there's something here that has the potential to really unravel some kind of success, some kind of happiness that you've created for yourself. You need to be live to this energy. There's a lot of illusion here with the Seven of Cups. This is kind of like this sort of like smoke and mirrors kind of energy. It's that wearing rose-colored glasses. It's being enamored with all the tempting offers. Maybe somebody is really trying to like sway you. Maybe they're trying to entice you. Maybe they're giving you a lot of gifts, or they're making you a lot of promises, you know. This could work out a few different ways, okay? So this could be somebody who's approaching you. You know that it's a dynamic where it's a third party dynamic. In order for you to take up this cup, it would require you to be dishonest, okay? It also could sabotage something you've really built for yourself, something that's really something to celebrate, you know? It's like being in a really good place financially, security-wise, you're happy. Usually this is like two people have been building together, you know, and they're celebrating. Look at their castle, you know. It can symbolize marriage, you know, coming down the pike. There's alignment with this card, with that 1111 card for the Four of Wands, okay? But there's this piece here that all of that can be taken away in the blink of an eye. That's the way karmic balancing works, all right? Is your heart lighter than the feather? This is Ma'at energy coming through. Ma'at is very Libra energy, okay? And that's what's ruling over the cycle. You need to be careful about this. Be careful that you're not kind of like getting too grandiose about things where you think, I just can't lose, so I may as well just kind of do whatever because I'm winning. Fortune favors me. But we know that pride always comes before a fall, too. So be mindful of this. This could be somebody approaching you and they're enticing you, and you're ignoring a lot of red flags that actually could be your undoing. This could be that you have somebody around you that's doing you dirty. They smile to your face. They're really sweet to you. You know, they make it out like they're your good friend. But you know it's just an act. You know that they're, you know, they're giving you some bullshit. This could also be that you're dealing with somebody that has an addiction. You know, they have an addiction. And they're lying about it. You know, they're lying about it, and it's causing a dangerous element that could subversively undermine, you know, all you built for yourself. So this could be needing to reach out for support if you're struggling with alcoholism. This is what like came through. Or, you know, trying to encourage another person to go get some help. And if they won't, putting some good boundary lines down with that, you know, Queen of Swords energy. It's that very much like off with your head. You know, we do see some kind of action is going to be taken with this Knight of Swords. Again, air sign collective, front and center. We see that everything that gets things moving for you involves some kind of communication, some kind of exchange with an air sign energy. All right. And it leads to this Chariot. Okay. This is moving forward. This can also be an impetuous action is taken. An impetuous action is taken that's all about just wanting what you want in the moment. So you go forward with it. And what does it lead to? It leads to fighting. It leads to drama. It leads to complication. It leads to not a good scene man. And this can be in relation to an emperor. All right. Emperor is usually Aries card, but it can represent any strong masculine. Okay, who's done their shit. They've done their healing work. They're integrated. All right. They're in a healthy place. They're in a healthy place. And we do have a true pair on the board here. All right. Emperor to Empress. This is why it's so important to move correctly. All right. Yeah, Taurus. You need to have strength. You need to have strength. Look, you got your card coming up here. Queen of Pentacles to the Nine of Swords. You got a lot of worry. You got a lot of stress. You got a lot of anxiety about this. There's stuff that's keeping you up at night about this. You got some kind of, I'm picking up that either, you know, you're in the dark and you don't know what's going on and you're having a really hard time with this, or you have a guilty conscience. It's one of the two, okay? And only you'll know what side of that you're on. But we see very clearly here with the Ace of Swords, there is a need to have communication. Definitely involves an air sign. I think that this air sign knows what's up with the Page of Swords. They know what's up. They've seen what's been going on. They're live to what's going on. So it's really kind of like where there seems to be like wool pulling over the eyes. It's not the case. It's sort of like this earth energy is kind of coming in like a Page of Pentacles. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you think you don't know. You think you're going to come in and communicate something to this person and that you're going to educate them, but you're not. You're coming in as the student. There's something this person already knows. You think they don't know, but they know it. And so there's this piece, like with the Queen of Swords, when you come to the Queen of Swords, you got to come correct. That's the way it works with the Queen of Swords energy. The Queen of Swords is all about upholding the truth. That Ace of Swords that she holds in her hands is the same sword that Justice holds. That's why Justice represents Libra in the tarot. We are in Libra season. Okay, you don't necessarily have to be dealing with another air sign. But the reality is there's something here that involves karmic balance, communication, and speaking the truth about what's been going on behind the scenes in the dark is key in this situation in order to create balance. And it's going to take a great deal of strength for you to do this. We see that with the Strength card. And it's going to require you to come into this Empress energy and be very balanced and not be aggressive. Not be aggressive. Okay? So this is very important here. It's interesting too, because we see another Leo card. Okay, so there could be a Leo involved in this situation somewhere. But with Strength and with the World there, it's showing there is an opportunity for something good to come out of this situation. All right, there is an opportunity for something good to come out of this situation. Healing can come out of this situation. You can preserve the happiness that is yours, you know, what you have built for yourself. I feel like you've recently been having a come up, you know, you built something for yourself and it's cause for celebration. You're in a more prosperous cycle. But this is kind of coming in to say this needs to be addressed. If you don't address this, it can unravel everything for you. And this is definitely this theme that's been coming in with this lunar cycle about be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Okay? Be mindful of what you're wishing for. Be smart. Do some spiritual cleansing baths. I really recommend this. Create a little space, a little time for yourself. Get in touch with your intuition. You know, just kind of give yourself some space from other people's energy so you don't feel so much anxiety. You might be sensitive, you know, you might be sensitive emotionally. You could be taking on other people's energy, and that's why you're feeling so kind of like sort of, you know, off the mark with your intuition, so activated. So there's like this anxious energy that's there. It bothers you in the quiet moments. It's not like something you're walking through your day-to-day experience with. It's more like at night when it gets quiet. This is when it all comes tumbling into your consciousness. And it's because it's trying to get you to pay attention. So create some space, really get in your own energy and feel into your heart about what the right thing is to do. And there's some kind of truth, there's some kind of communication that needs to happen. Something that's been in the dark needs to be illuminated. You do the right thing and the scales are balanced, right? Like you don't lose all that you've built for yourself. But we do see if this communication, this action's not taken, it could turn out not so hot for you. Okay. So play your cards right, man. It's all about how you move right now during this season. And I am going to get on now to Gemini, all right? Clearing that energy out. We're now going to shuffle for Gemini collective, Gemini's sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, Mercury, Mars, or packed third house stellium in the third house of Gemini. What's on deck for Gemini in October? What's coming in for Gemini as we move through this Libra season, leading up to that solar eclipse on the 25th of October that closes a cycle that began back in April. What is coming in for Gemini collective? What is on deck for Gemini collective? How can they move in the most empowering way? What is the work they need to do? And how can they take best advantage of the opportunities on offer? There's a lot of kind of like step points as I was shuffling the deck for you, okay? We see that we're moving into a place of cooperation here, okay, with the Six of Pentacles, Gemini, where you've kind of felt like you were the one holding everything up. I think that you're going to get things moving again. There's going to be some, you know, cooperative energy coming in. I like to see this with the scales in the hand, okay? I like to see this. It shows that there's a balancing happening here. This may be with a child. I'm getting that coming in. Or a younger person, could be earth sign energy. It could also be somebody who just acts immaturely, okay? Maybe they have something they need to learn. This would be Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy, all right? So we see there's some kind of balancing happening here, all right? Something's being balanced out right behind that, all right? We got the world. There's completion here, all right? I'm really getting vibes that somebody's getting schooled. That's what I'm getting. Somebody's getting schooled, and because they're getting schooled, there's like kind of like a balancing of the scales in this situation. Let's look at the top of the deck. We see that security is involved in this situation, all right? And I do feel like there's a lot of wanting to preserve and protect that security with the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Magician coming after that, to the Hierophant, to the King of Wands, to the Ace of Cups, to the Two of Cups. Wow. To the Fool. Ooh. Hangman, to the Moon, to the Five of Swords. Oh, wow. Okay, this just got very interesting. I think that you're kind of protecting yourself from this energy. I think you've created some distance from this, I'm picking up it's kind of like an immature, somebody you feel behaved immaturely. Likely has earth signs strongly aspected in their chart. They may have created some kind of disruption that rocked your stability a bit. I don't know if this person, works with the occult, but with the magician coming in right here with the Hierophant, this could be a case of, somebody has been like paying somebody for workings, or they've been doing workings themselves, and you're blocking this energy. Maybe you feel like this person has been doing workings to break up a happy home, to cause disruption in the home. There's some kind of disruption energy here. I feel like somebody, this is not everybody's story, okay? But I bring it in at BroadCoven because we cover topics like this here, all right? So we're going off onto the weird way for a minute, okay? So this is speaking to somebody. Somebody out there is inexperienced when it comes to working with alchemy, okay? They're inexperienced, all right? Earth sign energy, strong earth sign placement in the chart. They're inexperienced with magic, okay? But they sure like to work with a lot of magic. I feel like this is where karmic balancing is happening in this situation for this story, okay? Spirit's coming in and is like balancing out this situation. And when the Hierophant shows upright, also a Taurus card, okay? Could have Taurus strongly aspected in their chart. When this comes in like this and the Hierophant comes in upright and you're on a thread, on a train of, intuitive hits with a read, it means yes, it's a confirmation, okay? So this is somebody's story. In some cases, this person is immature in their process of stepping into alchemy. Their spells aren't really coming from an informed place, and they move in such a way that they might like to work the left-hand path a bit, and because of that, they can create some messes. They can create some messy situations. They may have been trying to rock somebody's stability. And for others of them, they were, paying money to somebody to help them, disrupt. I'm picking up disruption, trying to hang somebody up, trying to create confusion, trying to create blockage in a situation. We see this with the Hierophant not the Hierophant. For me to say the Hierophant again, they could have a strong Taurus placement. We're seeing with this with the Hangman to the Moon, to the Five of Swords, okay? This is like, it makes me think of kind of like binding work, all right? Or somebody did binding protection work against this person because they don't trust them. I do feel like it was related to a love relationship though, because we see the Ace of Cups to the Two of Cups to the Fool to the King of Wands. Could have fire sign placement too, strongly aspected in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? So that's somebody's story. That's somebody's story. For that story, what needs to happen in that story? What kind of working does this person need to do, or how can they really clear this energy out? Six of Cups. Okay. So for those that story is speaking to, this involves, this person is acting from a very like wounded place. It's like a, childhood trauma stuff is what's coming up for them. Just pray for their healing, wish them well, send them some healing vibes. Focus on yourself with this Nine of Pentacles. You're in a really prosperous place. You're solid. You don't need to worry. They're not going to be able to rock your security. They might try to come around again. They might try to kind of like infiltrate your space you've created. They might try to challenge the boundaries you put up. Refuse this offer, okay? When it does come around, this is what you need for healing. It's what will bring balance in this situation where things have been out of balance. It's all about you moving away from this energy, with the 6 of Swords, okay? That'll bring things to calmer water, all right? For others of you, now that we've gone on this big tangent with that, for others of you, this is a situation where there's some kind of new beginning coming forward in the love department. And it might come through something that doesn't look like love at first. It looks like it's just kind of like, oh, we kind of got this, friendship connection. Maybe it could be somebody you work with. It seems there's a lot of pentacle energy involved. So there's not like this hit right off the bat that there's love on the scene. But this actually is somebody that's a really important connection. They're a soulmate, okay? And there's going to be something that transforms in this connection, and it's something that's like it's ordained for you. It's like earmarked for you by spirit. It's going to start you off on a whole new adventure with this person. And we see that it brings a new beginning in love, all right? New beginning in love. It sparks passion. This could be a fire sign energy. And, it takes you out of this place where you've been just kind of focusing on yourself, building for yourself. And now you're going to be finding the balance with another person. All right. So that's another scenario. And then for others of you, this is related to your work. Okay. That you're doing work that's very much aligned with your spirit. You're really making a shift in your career. There's like some new idea you have. There's a new career path you want to head down. And it's something that really excites you. It really inspires you. I just got some of you, there's a little bit of all of this in play for you. You got kind of a lot on your plate right now. This could be some kind of business that ties into travel somehow. I'm getting like Airbnb. I'm getting like, maybe you do some kind of work, some kind of creative work where it allows you to be really mobile, hit the road. This could be like starting some kind of like, travel review type of job. There's something about getting out in the world, though. There's this piece about travel connecting with this work. You're mobile with this work. You're not just stuck in one place. And certainly this could be like World Wide Web energy too, especially with the world there in the Fool. It's very interesting though, but we see you are completing a really major cycle and stepping into a new one here. You got both the Fool and the World. That's the beginning and the end of the journey in tarot. So it's like fresh energy for you. You're really bringing some things to a close and you're heading off in a really new dynamic direction. And it's like so cool. It's so cool. All right, let's see. Yeah, we see you're looking out onto new horizons with this 2 of Wands, and you got the world in your hands. I got the whole world in my hands, Some of you really feel guided by spirit in relation to this. Yeah, I feel like you've been spending some time alone with this hermit energy. And some light has come forward through that time you spent like doing your healing work and integrating your shadow. And it's like a light that's shining forward. It got birthed from inside of you during all this time of healing work and self-reflection and really being honest with yourself about where you're at. Like you've really been doing the healing work, and it gives you a guiding light to shine on your path that carries you forward. And we see you're finding balance, like you got justice on your side. So this is really positive energy coming through for you. Wow. It brings your turn of fortune, okay? Wheel of fortune. So we definitely see that things are shifting for you. You got the wheel turning in your favor. This is definitely judgment in your favor. Judgment was kind of the theme of this group of readings. And for you to get Wheel of Fortune coming in with justice, with the world, oh wow. You are really landing yourself in the sweet spot. You got the Hierophant upright. Yes, you got the world. All right. So Geminis, it's looking really good for you. I think there was some balancing you needed to do, and it kind of required you to get a little tough, get more solid on your boundaries. You had to really like kind of put your feet down in some situations and say, nope, this is my position. I'm standing on it. I'm not budging from this. And there were certain people you needed to school. You needed to educate them about what was up, and there's balance that you brought to this situation. You really stepped into this position of the Magician, and you alchemize this energy. It's a really beautiful message for you. Looking really good, okay? It's all opening up for you. You're about to head off on a whole new adventure. Clean energy, nothing of the past trailing behind you. You got the karmic balance, and you're really about to enter into a very prosperous, fulfilling cycle. And it looks especially good for business and love. I mean, come on. Ace of Cups to the Two of Cups. It looks all good for you. Okay. Now we are going to go to Cancer. All right. Warming up the deck for the Cancer collective. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, or Packed House, which would be that fourth house. All right. Stellium in the fourth house. What is coming in for Cancer collective throughout this month of October? What's on deck for Cancer collective through this lunar cycle, ushered in by that Libra new moon, leading up to that lunar eclipse, not lunar eclipse, solar eclipse. I just heard total eclipse of the heart in my head, so I don't know what's up with that. Maybe you've had a total eclipse of your heart. Maybe you feel like the heart's been kind of eclipsed in a situation. You're like, where is the love? I'm hearing all these songs. I just heard, where is the love? Okay. I don't know what's coming in here. Maybe you've been listening to music. Maybe you've been listening to a lot of music. Maybe you've been reminiscing. Maybe you've been feeling a little nostalgic. You've been thinking about old times. You've been thinking about somebody. They've been really heavy in your heart space. Maybe you really connect with this person with music. I just got for some of you, this could have been an old bandmate, like somebody you were in a band with. You really miss them. I got that for some of you, this is somebody who has passed on that you used to be in a band with, and it's kind of like sitting heavy in your heart. For others of you, this is an old flame that still burns. It still burns even though you've like moved on. You've moved on. You've got a new life now. You got a new person. You love your person very much, but there's still like this one little ember that won't leave you. And every now and then it kind of sparks up again. It sparks up again. I feel like you're feeling a little nostalgic. Yeah, look, we got the star energy here, okay? Bottom of the deck. So I feel like you're kind of in this space where you went through a really rough time with this person. You might have needed to do your own like spiritual cleansing, purification around this person. You might have cut some cords with this person. This is like, it's giving me that vibe of, I think it's a Mary Oliver quote where she says, somebody once gave me a box of darkness and I realized this too is a gift. It's got that energy for me. It's like the wound is where the light gets in. I think you're another that could benefit from some spiritual cleansing. Again, I'm picking up Leo with you too. There might be a Leo factoring strongly in this situation. I'm just drawn to the brightest star in the galaxy, okay? I think there's been some kind of moving away in this situation. There's been some kind of separation. All right, with the Six of Swords. Also, maybe something happened on a trip over water. Trip by the water. Something that made it clear that we're on a different page. It's time for me to move away from this energy. I'm just noticing on this card, I've never noticed this before, but there's this child that's with this person that is, moving away from this trouble. For some of you, you have a child and you realize that you couldn't continue to, have this person in your life for some reason. Maybe maybe you have a child with somebody else. Maybe you're built a home with somebody else. Maybe having this person around was not the best influence for you. You need to create some space. For others of you, this could be that you've been involved with somebody and you just found out they don't want to have kids. You're on two different pages with that. There's something about a trip. There's something about a trip over water, a trip by the water. There's something about this piece. It illuminated something that you hadn't been aware of before. I feel like you've been doing some healing since this time with the star. But it shows that with the star, that even though something's difficult, there's a reason to have hope, like the light's going to shine back through. And it very well could be in relation to a Leo. Maybe it's like if you're feeling stressed out, if you feel like things are kind of in a place where things are in the dark with a Leo, somebody with strong Leo placement in their chart, there's going to be hope that comes through this situation. Just be patient, nurture yourself, really focus on nurturing yourself. Put your energy in your work right now, what you can build for yourself. This is what's going to be rewarding for you, and this is what's going to help you find balance, all right? It's going to be anchoring for you. It's going to help stabilize you. Sometimes that's really positive. If you're in a place where you're feeling super emotional and you're kind of like finding it difficult to get your bearings, get your grounding, it's good to find, something that you enjoy, something that you feel, passionate about, where you're connected to what you're doing. It feels good, it gives you a sense of purposefulness, and direct your energy into that, We see that if you put your energy there, it will really build for you. Your finances will build. And maybe, again, look, I'm getting this real trip over water energy. Maybe there was some financial balancing that needed to happen too with this trip. It might have kind of like thrown things a little out of balance financially. We do see truth here with this, okay, with the Ace of Swords. There was some kind of truth spoken. There was some kind of important communication that came through, and it really changed the scope of how things are moving. But we do see right after this comes an Ace of Pentacles, and this is a spring timing card, right? So I think you're going to feel this energy starting to build now. It's like a seed gets planted in this, Libra new moon cycle that leads to a harvest, a harvest in the spring. And it's funny because depending on where you are in the world, your harvest could be now. We know that fall in other parts of the world is actually spring and vice versa. So there's a little bit of this like kind of magical fairy energy coming in here. This reminds me of the fairy star too, where what's upside down is right side up. So some of you, depending on where you are in the world, happy harvest time. Your harvest is coming in now. And for those of you here, in the West, in the United States, your harvest is going to come in the spring, but you're going to start to see the growth of this now. Something that you plant now is really going to lead to a positive fruition. And I do see that there's some kind of energy you need to block for sure. This is coming through really big time. You need to do this to protect your harvest, okay? That's what I'm seeing. We got the 7 of Wands. There's some non-negotiable point here, There's something that needs to be deaded in this situation. It's like, nope, I'm standing my ground with this. There is no budging on this. I'm not going to compromise this, all right? This could have something to do with the Sagittarius energy. Okay, we got Page of Wands here, all right? This is a distinctly Sagittarius card, but it can also represent any fire sign, okay? So Sagittarius, Leo, there's Leo again, okay, and Aries. I think this might have something to do with some kind of like online activity. Yep. I think this is some kind of secret love communication online. We see this really strongly here. Oh, yes. Yep. Bingo. We've arrived at what's going on here. Okay, we see this fire sign energy. Page of Swords, I often equate this with online activity. It's also doing something kind of sneaky, doing something behind the scenes. Also, air sign energy can factor in. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Gemini, that's you, all right? No, that's not you. You're Cancer. So why did I just say Gemini? That's you. There might be a Gemini involved in this situation. Maybe there's a Sagittarius that's with a Gemini. This is kind of like a third party dynamic. Maybe you're somehow pulled into this in some way. Yeah, we see there's been some kind of like words of love exchanged with this 2 of Cups, and it's being done sneaky with the 7 of Swords. It's like trying to get away with something. Been done in the dark with this moon energy here, all right? I feel like this is a big time when what's been done in the dark, this is the thing. We're moving through eclipse season, all right? It's coming to a culmination on October 25th. So what you couldn't see back in April when this cycle started is coming to light now. So be live to this. Something that was hidden in the dark is coming to light with the moon, all right? It might be disillusioning. Yep, somebody's being weighed in the balance of judgment with this one here, okay? And you know who it is. You know, if you've been moving correctly, Cancer, you're dealing with somebody who did this to you. Or maybe they put you in a third party situation. You didn't know this. Whoever moved like this, they could have Pisces strongly aspected in their chart with the Hangman. This is going to come out. We see right here behind there we have it. 3 of Cups, okay? This is 3 cups being filled in this situation. Getting it very strongly. There's a lot of third party shit that's coming to light right now, for real. It's Libra season, okay? And it's the Libra new moon cycle. And this is all affecting our relationships, how we are interacting with each other. We see your security is going to be preserved. You're good. Look at this. As long as you stay firm in your position, you got security, you got victory, all right? It's if you entertain this energy, if you allow yourself to move too much into the emotional, okay, and you don't stay in your place of logic and discernment, all right, that you can go back into this 9 of Swords and really feel anxious, stressed out. It'll cause problems, all right? There is a need to really cut off this energy and stay very much, you know, like in your position of decisiveness with this. You've decided, I'm not down with this dynamic. I don't want to be involved in any kind of third party element. I'm not an option. I want something secure. I'm protecting my security. I'm not going to have anything that's going to disrupt my security. I'm building for myself. I'm heading into a successful cycle, and this will not be interrupted. So your challenge is to really stay in touch with your intuition here. Okay? You got a lot of intuition cards on the board. Trust your intuition. Let your intuition inform your actions. All right? Don't get over emotional. All right? Let your intuition form your actions and be decisive. Have clear logic in the situation. We do see this hermit energy. All right? It's like, remember what you learned through the shit you went through. That light you got that will guide you forward. It's important. Cut of the deck energy. Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. Your bless up comes from bringing an end to this cycle, bringing an end to the fuck shit with the 10 of Swords. On the other side of the 10 of Swords is the Wheel of Fortune. And this is literally telling you very, very clearly, it's your choice. Do you want to go through this shit again? Do you? Do you want to give this person an opportunity to stab you in the back and just leave you for dead, hanging out there? And when I say leave you for dead, I mean metaphorically, okay? You know? To some of you, it felt like a death. To some of you, this person, yeah, they were a soulmate. They were there to bring about a spiritual death. So you could awaken. So you can have an opportunity to heal all that shit inside of you that's held you back since you were a little kid. And to come up out of your trauma and move into this place of empowerment. And I see if you do that, if you don't lose the lesson, if you don't lose the medicine of what you've been through, you're going to get blessed up. And we see favor is on your side with the cards that came through. Favor is on your side. Don't backtrack, you know, because it opened with your reading with you feeling a little like sentimental, a little melancholy, a little putting on the old songs that you used to listen to each other, you know, kind of getting in your feels. Don't let your feels cloud your judgment in this situation or you'll regret it. All right. I feel like this ain't your first rodeo with this person. So be smart. Be smart. We got a lot of zombies resurfacing at this time. We got all this retro action. Okay. We got all this retro action. And we got Mars going retrograde, which means you're not going to be as confident as you normally are. And it also means you're going to go back over that old ground of, you know, the Aries and Chiron wounds. So just don't lose your shit. Remember everything you've worked so hard to build and how hard you had to work to get those lessons. And don't let this person work their magic on you. Like, you know, and even if they're not somebody who like did any kind of workings like that, you know, they don't work on the occult level, they still spun a kind of magic, you know. Manipulation is a kind of glamour casting, right? So don't be duped. Be smart, all right? There's good things in store. All right. I'll be back later with the last two signs, all right? So the last video we got coming up will be for Leo and Virgo. And then we'll be all done with getting you guys off to a great start for October and everything you need to make best use of this cycle and get that wheel of fortune that's turning like a roulette wheel to land on your number. All right. Make sure you choose wisely.